Hey guys, welcome to the Field of 68 YouTube channel. If you like what you see here, hit that subscribe button and you'll get more college basketball content just like this. All right, let's get into the other SEC team that we were able to have a chance to see tonight, SEC game, I should say. We were down in Coleman Coliseum. We saw Alabama put it on Texas A&M. My single biggest takeaway from that game, from being in the building and watching them play in person, is that Mark Sears, like I knew he was good. I knew he was in that All-American conversation, but like you see him in person, you see him play, you see how strong he is, you see how dudes bounce off of him. Like, to me, I come away from that saying, like, he's in the conversation for like best point guard in the country. He's probably not the guy,
but he's in the top five.
Yeah, if you're putting together a top five,
right.
Like he's in it, and he probably ain't number 5.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Alabama is interesting because, again, the way they play, if they're making shots, and they were making them tonight. You know, I mean, Rylan Griffin was terrific. Sears was really good early, and they didn't have to be great in the second half. He kind of let everybody else do some work. Again, I just don't know. I think they can beat most teams, but I don't know if I completely trust them just because they're bigs. Their bigs worry the hell out of me. Again, if you told me they have Bediako back, I'd be like, okay, they can be a Final Four team. But without a veteran big, high-level big. And I think Stevenson can be that guy in time, but he's not there yet.
They're just not – they're not great defensively. They're good.
Well, they were good today.
They
were actually – this was one of their better efforts today.
They're good defensively.
Right. Did a great job on Wade Taylor.
There's moments they're better than they were. Yeah. Right? We've seen them get better.
They're going to outscore you, though.
They don't have guys where – you know that they take pride in every, like their defense is their thing, right? Like the guy shooting right there behind us, Dylan Cardwell, dude like that, a KD Johnson, right? They don't have. And I know we're
they need like
Alabama,
one of those.
I just said like they need 2 guys from Auburn.
Well, they need some.
I know what I just did,
but they need some dudes that will prioritize defense, and they don't have that, and they don't have a rim protector that can make up for that. That's the problem. If they had that guy, the other stuff wouldn't be so blatant.
Yeah, I'll make the comparison back to UConn, where their perimeter, like Steph Castle's a dog defensively, but the other 3 guys, like Cam Spencer's a really good positional defender. He's not a great one-on-one dude. No. Tristan Newton is not a great one-on-one guy. Like Alex Caravan, that's who guys go to attack to beat them. Yep. Right? Like what did we saw tonight? What did Marquette do? Like they went to Tyler Kolek ball screens early, and they went to David Joplin one-on-one. Like that's what they tried to do. They tried to go at Alex Carabin. And
I like Alabama. Again,
but do you know why? You know why UConn's
defense
works? Because they can get out there and they can pressure, knowing that they got the Great Wall of Bristol behind them, and you don't have that.
Clayton Con,
the Great Wall, the Great Wall of Bristol.
Like, here's the thing. I mean, the job that both these guys that we saw today in the state of Alabama have done this year is amazing, because you look at up and down the rosters and you say, where are the pros? Where are the pros? Like Mark Sears is going to be a really good overseas player. He is. I mean, maybe he'll make a team. Maybe. But, I don't think he's going to be an NBA impact player if he makes a team. Right? Like Stevenson could be one down the road. Auburn, who's the NBA player? Give me one. Go ahead. Give me one. Find one.
I think Janai will be.
Yeah, again,
NBA.
Yes, he can make a roster.
I get your point.
He can make a roster. He could be in the G League. He could be overseas. None of it would. So I guess what I'm getting to here is both these guys have like right now Alabama could win the SEC. It just opened up for them a little bit more. It's probably be them in Tennessee.
I mean, they're the favorite.
It'll be them, right? But it'll probably come down to them in Tennessee.
You know what it is, though? I do think that it has helped that both of those guys, Bruce Pearl and Nate Oates, are really good at building a culture, really good at identifying guys that will fit into their style of play.
Yeah.
And lean into that, while also they understand the value in having older dudes. And I think that especially when you have the COVID year.
A couple young guys, though. You mix in a couple young guys.
Yeah, but when you have the COVID year, the 5th year guys, and you have the immediately eligible transfers, you don't necessarily have to have all of the pros, because the pros are going to be 19 and 20. Like, let's just call it what it is, right? If you are an NBA player, you're not playing college basketball at 22.
True.
For the most part. And I think that they've been able to buy into this idea and get guys to buy into what they're doing, where they say, you could be 22 or 23. You're going to make some money with the NIL stuff, right? And you're going to come here and you're going to be an All-American. You know, like 5 years ago, is Mark Sears still in college? Maybe he's not the best example, but like the guys at that level, like I think they've figured out how to be able to get these guys to hang around and say, you know what, we got a 23-year-old who's an All-American, and while that dude, when he's 23, is going to be better than him right now, he's not.
No, it's Aaron Estrada. Aaron Estrada is a great example of a kid that you're going to take him over a freshman that's probably more talented, but Estrada just helps you win games now. So you're never going to be young. You know, again, Sam Walters is young. Jaron Stevenson's young. Well, they don't lean on him for that much. They're pieces right now until their junior year, which Stevenson may not get there. But by the time those guys are juniors, and if they stick around, they're going to be all league guys.
Yep. All right. So we saw Auburn today.
Yeah.
We saw Kentucky today. We saw Alabama today. You have to take your life savings and you have to bet it on one of those three finding themselves in Phoenix for the Final Four. Who would it be?
Shit. That ain't easy. I mean, I don't want to bet it on any of them.
You have to.
I don't want to bet my life savings.
You have to.
I'm old.
Have fun. Dude, play the game. You have to pick one of them.
Oh, my God. I mean, I guess I'll go with talent. I'm going to go with talent.
You taking Kentucky?
I don't want to. They scare the hell out of me. How could they not? You have no idea what you're going to get. Like, I feel better. Like Auburn, I know the things I'm going to generally get, but I think there's a ceiling. Alabama, it's kind of the same thing. Different teams. You got guys that can score at a high level. I'm never betting on that. I'm not betting on Alabama getting the Final Four because I'm not betting on a bad defensive team. Like Kentucky today and Ole Miss, they guarded. So I'll go Kentucky.
Do you remember what I said last week?
Yeah, you said Cal was in the hot seat.
And what else?
They can't guard.
And what else?
UConn's great.
No, that there's no chance that Kentucky makes the Final Four.
I think
Guess
you did
what?
say that.
Guess what?
Your mind.
I'm changing my mind again.
Well, that's
changing
the hard part. People say this
back.
to us all the time. They're like, they'll bring up something we said a month ago or 2 months ago. And, you know, when you say like, hey, I don't think they can make it, you know, Kansas for me, which I said the second game of the season, that they can't win it all. Things do change over the course of the year. Players get better, right? Or some regress. Some teams, you know, Kentucky got out of the gates so strong that we thought because their freshmen were so good early, they were going to continue to get better.
It's not that they regress as much as teams kind of figure out what they're doing. And it's like, all right, so now we do this to solve that problem. Right. How do you switch back? Yeah. And for Kentucky, it was, you know what? We're just going to turn into the best defensive team in college basketball out of no. Thank you for watching the Field of 68. If you've enjoyed what you've seen here, hit that like button, share this link with your friends, or check out the description for some other places that you can consume Field of 68 content.